Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week we're talking about another light from my friends over at Ravemen. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So about a year ago, Ravemen sent me out a first batch of lights, and one of those lights was the Ravemen FR300. And some of you guys will remember this light as I touted it as essentially the best daytime running light you can run on your bike. And to this day, I can continue to say that this is the best daytime running light I have ever used on my bike. Works really well, great form factor, decent amount of brightness, good for daytime visibility, could get you home if you get stuck out in the dark. Definitely don't recommend it for full darkness, but it works really well. Snaps right on, no issues at all. Been something I continue to use on my bikes all the time. Plus, it looks pretty sick down here, honestly. So, when Ravemen found out I loved their FR300, they went ahead and sent me their brand new light out. And their brand new light is the FR500. So, what's the difference? Well, instead of 300 lumens on the FR300, we have 500 lumens on the FR500. So, between the two, cool thing is we can actually just stick them right together here. Between the two, form factor, width, height, all that kind of stuff is about the same. The only thing that changes is the thickness of the light. And you can see the FR500 over here on this side with the kind of the white clear lens. You can tell it's a little bit thicker than the FR300. Realistically, not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. Because you get that 500 lumens, along with that, you also get about 12 hours more runtime out of the FR500, depending on the setting, of course. But you get max about 36 hours on the FR500 versus about 24 on the FR300. So you get a pretty big bonus on the FR500. So why wouldn't I want to test out the brand new light that's even better than the one that I've been using and I've loved so much? So, of course I said, hell yeah, let me test this guy out. So, what's different about this guy? So number one, has two LEDs on the front. So obviously with 500 lumens, it needs to output a whole bunch more power, a whole bunch more light, right? So, obviously two LEDs, clear lens here for a little bit higher brightness. We'll get into the brightness test to show you kind of the difference between the two in just a moment here. Still has your computer mounts, both top and bottom, which works really well. So you can mount this guy up on top of your out front computer mount, just like so. Or we can even go underneath and mount underneath if you have one that can mount underneath on. So you can mount it in multiple different places. With that, you can also mount your computer right on top of here, which is my favorite thing. My computer is actually about the same size as the Ravemen lights here, so it actually covers it up. You honestly wouldn't know unless you shined your light at something that the light is on, and that's actually there. Really kind of neat design there. This one comes with a lanyard here. I've never been a person to use the lanyard. However, this one came with it installed. So maybe we'll use it. Maybe we'll give it a shot. I guess it's just to keep it in case it pops off your bike. It's not going to fall all the way. So I guess I'm going to use it this time. This guy's here, still USB-C rechargeable, and it functions as a power bank to charge your cycling computer. Your cycling computer starts to go down. These guys come with a pretty slick charging cord. That's a right angle here. So you can plug it right on into here, plug it right on into your computer. Doesn't get in the way, you don't need a whole bunch of space on your bars in order to fit a huge plug. It's just this little tiny guy. So you can charge and so you can recharge your cycling computer while you're out on the go. If it starts to die, you got plenty of battery on here, just whoop, pop it in, and you're set to go. I love these cords. This is one of my favorite factors of this light is just that you could charge your computer off of this thing. It works as a little power bank as well. Really cool. Comes with, of course, the mounts. So you can swap out the Garmin mounts that are on here for a Wahoo style mount if you so need that. Comes with those as well. Comes with everything you need. Really awesome. So, design, guys, obviously a little thicker. This guy still is kind of made of that, I don't know, some kind of plastic. Still kind of plastic here. However, on the bottom, it has some aluminum fins, because obviously 500 lumens, putting out a little bit more heat. So, aluminum fins down here on the bottom help keep it cooler. And with the way it's designed, and it snaps on there, it's pretty much getting airflow underneath there the whole time. Pretty kind of neat design without really affecting the aesthetics of everything. So, let's go ahead. Kick this guy on. So power buttons on the side, also works as your battery indicator. Green means you're ready to go, fully charged. Red means it's starting to get low, and if it starts flashing, you should charge your sucker because you're going to run out of battery. So let's go ahead, kick this guy on, and there we go. So there's kind of a flash mode right there. There's a different flash mode. I'm trying not to blind myself or the camera. There's kind of a power, a little bit lower, and it goes back into some flashing there. So it definitely has a lot of settings to it. And the nice thing about these guys is if you turn it off on this setting, and you turn it back on, it goes right back to the setting you turned it off on. That's my favorite thing. I don't have to go searching through the light to find the setting I was on. It's just there, ready to go. Kind of hard to beat that. I love that. It's just ready to go all the time. With that, it has an auto on-off feature. If your bike's been sitting for 2 minutes and your light's still on and your bike hasn't moved, it'll turn itself off. When you grab your bike ready to go, it'll turn itself back on with senses vibration. All included in there. Kind of neat. That's what I see a lot of lights are doing. It's having that kind of auto on-off feature. Save yourself some battery. Save yourself some heartache of forgetting to turn your light on and off. All right, I think it's time to show you guys how bright this sucker is. Let's test the FR500, show you kind of the different light modes, see how that lights up the garage. After that, we'll show you kind of the difference between the FR300 and the 500, and we'll kind of talk about battery life and performance after that. All right, so we got the FR500 mounted up on the handlebars. Go ahead and turn off our light here. And we're gonna go push the power button, and all right, so right there we got our high modes. That is our 500 lumens right there. That will last us about 2.5 hours. So you can tell it gives a pretty decent beam, keeps it kind of low to the ground, which is really nice to keep it out of the eyes of oncoming cars. Obviously, it's not the brightest light out there. On this channel, we've tested 1,000 lumen, 1,500 lumen lights. It's obviously not one of those, just 500 lumens, but it's plenty enough to get you where you need to go in the dark. If you want to use this daytime and nighttime, the 500 is definitely the way to go. So go ahead, let's kick this guy down into medium. Right there, so medium gives us 300. So that's about what the FR300 is right there. 3.2 hours on medium. Still pretty decently bright. 300, obviously there's a little bit of a difference between that 5 and the 300. Go down into our low, which is 150 lumens, 6.5 hours out of that guy. And you can really tell, 150 lumens when it's pitch dark is gonna start to be kind of, it's doable. And I'll say it's doable because I've done it, but there's a lot brighter is better at night. When you're night riding, brighter is better. All right, so after this, we're going to our flashing modes here. So right here, we got our warning flash. This guy goes up to 500 lumens with those flashes. Oh my goodness. And that is our guy that will last for 36 hours if you leave this on. This is a bit aggressive for me. Even sitting in the garage, that's a bit aggressive. I'm starting to go blind a little bit. It works definitely as a warning light for sure. A little bit aggressive in my case, but it's there. Next one we got here, probably the one I would use myself. This is the rapid flashing. So this gives you 300 lumens, lasts about 13 hours. This is about what I would want right here. It's enough that gets people's attention without completely blinding their eyes and making them not be able to see. So that's our rapid flashing, and then of course our last one here. That's going to be our slow flashing here. 150 lumens will last 24.5 hours. And it's just a nice, slow, steady flashing. So either, personally, I would run either that rapid or the slow flashing. Both of those are going to be, I feel like, safer for me. Obviously, you're riding in, like, heavy congested streets. Dude, I would use that super high-powered 500 lumen flash all day, every day. That warning flash. But you can tell it does a very good job of still providing that good daytime visibility, but then providing that nighttime visibility as well, kind of all built in there. So now let's go ahead. We're going to go flip this guy over to our high. So that's our 500 lumens again. We're going to go ahead and get our FR300 here onto its high mode here. And we're just going to go ahead and snap it right at the top of the FR500. So if we go ahead and cover that up, there's our FR300. There's our 500. So you can tell there's a solid difference in visibility between those two, especially on light output. Because if we go ahead and put our 500 down to 300, if we go ahead and cover that one up and cover this one up, they're about the same. I feel like the two LEDs at the front of the FR500 just put out more light towards the front. Versus FR300, it's kind of more of a light strip. So it kind of gives light all around, which is why I say it's a very good daytime running light. It puts light very evenly all around the whole front of the light here. Versus the FR300, versus the 500, mainly puts out towards the front and kind of reflects it onto the side. So a little bit different of a light output between the two, but still nothing knocking the 300. However, you want nighttime visibility, you want the ability to ride at night with the same light you ride during the day, the FR500 is by far the way to go for that. Okay, so now we know the performance of these guys and how well they work brightness-wise and what the difference kind of is between the FR300 and the 500. It's time to look at price. I honestly stopped looking at price before these reviews just so I kind of know how good they are, and then I can judge based on what the price is after they kind of get where I'm going with that. So, FR500, the guy on the bottom here, the one we're talking about today. So, $64.95 for the FR500. Okay. FR300 is $49.95. So realistically, $15 jump for longer lasting battery, 200 lumens extra, and realistically, in a light that's going to work both in the day and the night. I don't feel like that's completely out there. That's a fair amount of price difference between the two. Yeah, I feel like it's a fair difference between the two. Honestly, they have a good comparison on their site. Shows the difference between the FR300 and the 500. Realistically, yeah, you get higher lumens, higher runtime. Obviously, with the higher lumens, you get better nighttime illumination. It really works well on the nighttime, so 500 does better on that. Everything else is honestly going to be the same. They include the same relative features between the two. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave that at, is they work really well. I feel like they work really well for the purpose they are designed for. So, the FR300, the one I reviewed last time, I'm still going to hold this as the best daytime running light you can buy with your money. If you are looking to ride during the daytime and not ride during the night, and you just want a great daytime running light, FR300, by far the way to go. FR300, check that guy out. If you want to do all-around riding, you want to ride during the day, you want to ride during the night, you're going to do commuting this winter, and you're going to be kind of stuck in all the conditions there. And you want the best visibility you can get while still having the visibility during the day and the night, the FR500 is the option I would go with. It includes all the features that the FR300 has, making a great daytime running light, while adding just that extra power and extra lumens you need to see better, as well as the two out front LEDs on this guy that let you just see better, aims the light more directly in front of you so you can see better at night. So, all around light, FR500, by far the way to go. So, if you guys are interested in checking out the FR500 or any of Ravemen's lights, there's going to be a link in the description down below. Give them some love. Appreciate Ravemen for continuing to support the channel. Continue to send me lights so I can review them and show you guys some awesome bike lights. If you guys enjoyed the video, or maybe you learned something today, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.